doing, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you had a good Christmas, and I hope that the new year brings you what you so desire. Remember to go for it. Don't think about it. Don't do it. Don't say it. Just do it. And may God bless each and every one of you. All right, so let's go at it. Should the Mets pursue Carlos Correa? I would say yes. I'll give you a couple of reasons. Number one, that injury, even though doctors say, if he slides this way, if he slides that way, he could injure himself. That could be with anything. If he walks, if he runs, this injury was in 2014, and it hasn't hurt him by it. It hasn't hurt him much. Though he did say, I think it was last year, he did say that when he stood into third, he felt his leg tingle, and he felt numbness, but he kept on playing. So that could be something, but you never know. You can get hurt for a lot of reasons, and yeah, he's been injured before, but he's never been injured because of the ankle. So you got to take that into consideration. Number two, you can put in clauses like you did with J.D. Martinez. When Boston did it, when they gave him a contract, they put some clause in it, and whatever it was, injury, if you're injury prone or something happens to you that you injure, like they did with Cespedes. Cespedes, beat Cespedes has bad feet. They did a lot of clauses on Cespedes, and Cespedes tried to be slick and say that he fell, and when they finally found out, it's because he was horseback riding, and it's one of those things that they said you cannot, that was in a contract. So that contract became, it was voided, and he missed out $20-some million. I think it's $25 million just for that. So those are the verbiage that they're going to put there is very important. Whether Scott Boras likes it or not, Scott Boras already won on record. So agents are sneaky. Scott Boras already won on record saying he was in good health, and nothing to do with the ankle, and he's now something that Scott Boras is up against the wall, because now you have two teams that are concerned. The first one you thought San Francisco was getting yellow feet. Not yellow feet, cold feet. Imagine that, yellow feet. So the San Francisco got cold feet because of the contract, and then come to find out that the Mets doctor has concern too. So with those two teams saying they are concerned because of the ankle, no other team is going to touch him unless they go down in years and in pay. So that's something that Scott Boras is going to have to take it. Now he's going to have to swallow that if he wants to deal with the Mets, because now the Mets have leverage. So, okay, we'll give Carlos Correa this X amount of dollars. We're going to give him this contract for X amount of years, but it's going to stipulate this. And Scott Boras don't like stipulations, but he's going to have to eat it now. He has no other choice. And the Mets owner already publicly announced that, that they was going to get Carlos Correa. And one of the things that Major League Baseball says is that you refrain yourself from reacting. That's what the Giants never put at a press conference, that they was going to get Carlos Correa, or said anything, because they knew him. Maybe every baseball team knows, but Steve Cohen, that's just money. And here we are. So you could give him, me personally, Correa is 28 years old. I know he's thinking long term, but his long term deals are becoming ridiculous. No player, or at least at that caliber, no Bryce Harper, anything like that, no Judge, is going to give you another 60 home run season. It's not going to give you a 319 or 315 average. It's not feasible for them. Baseball has changed so much, and after a while, you gotta play one position, then you play another position, then you transfer to another position. Because, so it becomes, the position that you started with becomes obsolete, because, Correa is not going to play third base all the time, which he should have. That's what he should have started, because it's less stressful as a shortstop. Shortstop, you have to move left to right, left to right. There's more movement on the left. In shortstop than there is in third base. For those who didn't know that. So It'll be less stress on his body. Plus, you have the DH. You know, you can always put Carlos Correa in the DH position. You can put a baddie in third base. You can put somebody else in third base. You know, there's a lot of things you can do with Correa with the DH being implemented, being in the National League now. You know, so that's going to be, you know, that could be something. You know, but the Mets need the bat. We need the bat. Regardless, I mean, I don't see 22 home runs that big of a deal for him. You know, but he's a shortstop. Shortstops are mostly known for their defense, not for hitting. You know, the Jeters of the world, the Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith was not that great of a hitter anyway. But the Derek Jeters of the world are very rare. You see a shortstop that hits, you know, the history. And you see that most of them don't hit, but for some good part of them, some of them are great defensive players. And that's what shortstop is. That's what catcher is. That's what center field is. It's a defensive position. You know, if you got the bat, great. So that's what you can do majors for your bat. You know, defense is good, but your bat's better. That's what the score runs. And you make less errors. You know, but all that kind of stuff comes in. All that stuff comes into play. But yeah, I would give him. Me personally, he might not take it. I would give him $200 million, and let's do a contract of 8 years. 8 years with an option to opt out maybe in 4. You know, you can opt out in 4 years. You know, so you get Correa 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, still in his prime. You know, and then the Mets need to build their minor league system. You want pitchers, you want to have a good farm system so you can bring this player up. And if you want another player, you know, you have chipping bargain. So that's good. You can't give everything away. You know, so that's what I would do. I would give him a contract for 8 years at $200 million and an option to opt out in the 4th year. You're still getting paid good money. You know, you can even go as far as 220. But anything over that, Correa's not worth 300. And he's my man. You know, he's from Puerto Rico. We're both Puerto Ricans, but Correa's not worth. I'm sorry, he's not worth $315 million. Not for a person who's been in the league for 8 years, been injured 7, and has never produced 100 RBIs. Never produced 300 home runs. I mean, 300 home runs. Never produced 30 home runs. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, you know, to give that kind of money to someone who, defensive-wise, he's great, you know, but offensively, he's not. You know, he is good when he needs to be counted. He has come through because when it comes to the playoffs and stuff like that, he has become a beast. In his short career, he has put up some impressive numbers in the playoffs, and that's what you need. And you can sometimes say, you know what, he did crap in the regular season, but when it came to the playoffs, oh, he was amazing. He was hitting this, that, and that's when it counts. I mean, yeah, your hitting counts too in the regular season because your hitting is going to be up to. I mean, you want it to be up to par, and if you're losing, you want that bat to be felt, scoring some runs. But if you're winning 10-5, 9th inning, you know, like you have nothing. It's not going to affect you. I give you an example. Look at Judge. Judge was doing good in the regular season. Came to the playoffs, he sucked. He did crap. Nothing. They got swept. It's embarrassing, right? But that's baseball. I think these players put too much pressure on themselves when it comes to these playoff games. They just, play your game. Play your game. The pitcher's going to amp up his game. You amped up your game, but you just play it. Don't try to overdo. That's the one thing that Peter Alonso does a lot. He tries to do a lot of things, and that's not his playbook. But besides that, I would sign him for 8 years, $220 million, and take it from there with a 4th year to opt out, and that's it. You know, like I said, you get him for 4 years, and if he wants to continue. If he's not, he's not. I mean, it's all up to him. But I think he'll be a Met. Just like I said, the verbiage has to be there. all this kind of stuff has to be there. And he'll play third base, he'll do DH. I don't even know why the Mets even signed Vogelbach. He sucks. You're gonna find someone with good bat skills to do DH. Anything good that he has going for himself, he does have a good eye, and he's left-handed. You know, the majority of pitches in the major leagues are right-handed. But I can see Correa I can see him do that kind of contract. Although Scott Boras wants to do that, I don't know. I think Scott Boras is bad for Major League Baseball, because you don't get to see the players that you want. You see. You want to see, let's say you want to see a Trout on your team. You can't get Trout on your team because this asking price is just too high. $300 million, $400 million. Well, that's a lot of money. And I know he has stipulation in his contract too. If he got served, all these big contracts has stipulation. They got these clauses that if you do this, if you do that, but that's to protect the team. And when you do a Cespedes move, then you're screwed. But I think he'll be a Met. I think that he's gonna do good as a third baseman, because if you watch the WBC, that's the World Baseball Classic, he has played third base there before. So, he has the arm for it. So, it'll be good. I think it'll be a good fit. But, like I said, the verbiage got to be there, and Scott's going to have to agree on it. But he has no choice. Scott Boras has no other choice.